Hey everyone, my name is Jess and I'm one of the coaches on the team Pure Synergy, and I wanted to come to you and share with you a video about how I came to coaching, how I came to Beachbody, and how I came to really wanting to change my life and love myself, which is one of the things that I really stress to all of the people that I meet, no matter if they're in Beachbody or if they're just, in my every day-to-day life. I really, my big thing is to learn how to love yourself, and ultimately I want to teach people how to love themselves through nutrition and exercise, because that's kind of the cornerstone of how it kind of happened for me. So basically, a little background history on me is I come from an Irish family, and in my family we are usually all very, very thin, especially the women. The women are so thin that we don't really develop womanly bodies until we're well into our 30s. And so in my family, we always ate a lot of sugar. We ate a lot of fresh fruits and a lot of fresh vegetables, but they were always really, now that I think about it, they were slathered in a lot of fats, whether it be olive oil or butter or, and so what I thought was eating healthy, I really realized later on down the road that I may have been eating things that were at once healthy and had nutrition, but the way that we prepared them, we kind of counteracted that, and we were just using food as a filler. But most important is that we ate a lot of sugar. And because I was so thin, and when I say thin, I mean like sickly thin. That's just how we are in my family. But I think a lot of that has to do with nutrition, now that I know about nutrition a little bit more. So I ate whatever I wanted to. And that's really the point, is that I ate whatever I wanted to. I didn't think twice about eating anything, and I consumed a lot of sugar. And, my whole entire life, I really felt like I had low energy at times, even being a kid, into a teenager, into my early 20s and into my 30s. There were times that I had a lot of low energy, and mood swings, and I never put two and two together, that the food that I was eating was causing me to feel the way that I was feeling. And then what happened was in my when I turned about 35, I started to gain a lot of weight. And, of course, I was married, and I was, 35, and, you kind of get comfortable and you think, well, this is what happens, and yada, yada, yada. And then my energy levels went so down that, I was taking naps at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I would take like a 2-hour nap, and it got really, the fatigue got so bad that I had to go to the doctor. And it turns out, after a long road of being sent to different specialists and things, it turns out that I found out that I had Hashimoto's thyroid disease, which is an autoimmune disease. And so it was hypo, my thyroid was hypo, and that meant that it had slowed my metabolism right down. And so not only did I gain a lot of weight from my metabolism being slowed down, but I gained the weight in conjunction with that because of the way I ate, and the fact that I had, little to zero activity level that was of any significance. So after I got diagnosed, I really, really was like every other person on the planet probably believes that your doctor's going to give you a pill and you're going to magically, the weight's going to fall off. And you know what? Probably if I had been active and if I had ate better, the weight probably would have come off much, much quicker with the help of the medication. But the truth of the matter was that I thought that I would be able to take the pill and still lead my lifestyle the way that I had been accustomed to, which was eating a lot of sugar and a lot of just crappy food, and not really having any exercise or any activity levels. And so I was sorely disappointed, when the weight didn't come off and I was still gaining weight. And so that kind of progressed, because I really didn't know. And I guess, we can say that for me, I can speak from my experiences, that the pain didn't get great enough for me to change yet. And then what happened is I suffered an extreme catastrophic tragedy in my family's life. And one of my very best friends, my mentors, my dad, he died in March of 2012. And that was the catalyst for me to change my life. At that moment, I realized that there was nothing more important than getting me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically ready to live an outstanding life. And so the first year after my dad passed away, I did a lot of soul searching, and I did a lot of internal work with the help of outsiders, mentors and coaches, life coaches, and people that I sought out to help me get through, for one, the grief, but two, to really learn how to identify, what had held me back in my life and how I was going to use that to propel me forward. And that's really what I did. And then at the end of the first year, I realized that I wasn't physically okay. And one of the things that my dad's death has taught me was that I have the power to change my life. And because I have that power to change my life, even though I may not know how to do it, I have the power to seek it out. And so I found my coach, Julie Henderson, and I started to chat with her, and I got into a challenge group. I bought a program. I got into a challenge group, and I started to look at my nutrition. And, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that fitness did not come easy to me. It was something that I really had to work on, but I was willing, like I said before, I realized I had the power to change, and that it was only going to be through me that it was going to happen. And so I pushed play. Every time I pushed play, I didn't want to push play. And, I started off working in the afternoons. I realized that wasn't really working because I would obsess about working out and how I didn't want to do it. And so then I just started working out in the mornings. And then, but really what was really a big thing for me was nutrition, and finding out about nutrition and whole foods. And I completely changed the way that I ate, and adding in Shakeology. And then I've always been in business, and I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So the coaching opportunity I was interested in. But when I first signed up for coaching, I really, was busy looking at my other business, and I was really just a discount coach. But, one of the things in the back of my mind that happened from the experience with my dad was that I realized that I wanted to live an outstanding life. And I'm a pretty smart girl and pretty resourceful, but I knew that the job that I had and the business that I was running was not my passion. I liked business. I liked doing business, but the business that I was in did not fulfill me. And I am a natural born cheerleader. I am a natural motivator. I am naturally a person who wants to see somebody succeed and will do what I can to help somebody succeed. So that was really when I started to realize that that's what Beachbody Coaching could do for me, because my coach and the influence of her and the influence of our team and the influence of a challenge group and the nutrition aspect had really had a profound change over me. And I realized that I could do that for someone else. And that's why coaching is such a great job for me, because you get to watch somebody change. And there is nothing greater than watching. It's like watching a flower bloom, like when you have a rose bush in your yard and you see the little tiny rosebud and you see it grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then one day you wake up and the rosebud is a beautiful rose. And that's kind of how watching somebody come alive through learning to love themselves through nutrition and fitness is. And I will, honest to God, tell you that what we do as coaches is really, truly just the tip of the iceberg in what happens in helping somebody change their lives. It starts through fitness and nutrition, and it spans out into so many different places in their lives and in our lives. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to tell you guys my story. And I hope that you're all having a great Sunday evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.